The other night, an old friend called me up. I hadn't heard from him in years. He said, Josh, I need you to pinch hit. My guitar player is out of town for the weekend of Easter Sunday, and I need you to come play at my church. It's our Super Bowl. I said, I haven't played at church in a long time, but I'll try. So I logged on to Planning Center. I listened to the 3 songs, and I knew immediately, I don't have enough overdrives for this. I've only got 8. The good news is my old delay board is still fully intact, so I don't have to rebuild that. So I did what I had to do. I locked myself in my workshop and I crafted what I believe to be the greatest 9th stage overdrive ever developed for a little bit more transparency and a little bit more grit with your other 8 overdrives in your praise and worship rigs. Today I introduce to you the Stage 9 overdrive. And while developing it, I asked another question. What if this pedal could control the other 8 in ways that have never been done before? Here is my drive board. So these are the 8 pedals I've always used for praise and worship. And I have them on this board, and this is the core of the entire rig. I have an offshoot over to the delay board, which I'll show you in a minute. But let's walk through how this works. You'll notice the Stage 9 is the end of the chain. It is the 9th pedal. And I have these labeled because when you're in the middle of the service, and you're getting those prompts in your in-ears and you've got to land that solo or land that chorus, you got to know what drive pedal you're going at, okay? So I got them labeled, and then that's going to sync over systematically on the mental spreadsheet to the knobs on the Stage 9, which we'll go over, and they are 1 through 9. So the first drive pedal here is an original Klon Centaur. Now this is important. This is the gold one. The gold one is better for praise and worship. And the thing that a lot of people have missed, I see a lot of silver Klons on the praise and worship boards. It's not the right Klon to have. You want the gold short tail. There's a long tail version. The long tail does not have the transparency that you're gonna need to play praise and worship properly. So we have that. That's pedal number 1. The second stage for a lot of people is a shocker. I actually use a Metal Zone post Klon. A lot of you are gonna know that I always talk about put your Klon after your drives, but in praise and worship, it has to go before the drives because I'm not playing normal rock music like I lean into all the time. I'm not cranking the gain of the Klon. I actually have the gain off. The Metal Zone is gonna add this little bit of texture on top of that Klon, and I usually stack them. Everyone thinks the Metal Zone sucks, but here's the reality. They've sold 1.5 billion, and 500 million of those are for the praise and worship market. A lot of players throughout the years, especially with early Hillsong, all the way into the Bethel stuff, they were actually taking apart Metal Zones and putting them inside of other enclosures. That's kind of an inside baseball thing that a lot of you young players need to know. But I just put the Metal Zone on the board and it's routed second. Third is a kilt. Now here's the thing. The kilt V1 I discontinued because the boost and all of that felt like, do I want it to be a 2-in-1? I wanted to do something different, and Stu G as well, he wanted to do something different. So we made it compact, included the red remote system, and I wanted that G2 switch to be able to be engaged for fuzz and things like that. But here's the deal, and I've never admitted this, a lot of players caught me. The V1 sounds better. I've defended the fact that the V2 is better. I've even said the new anniversary version's better. But the honest truth is I made a massive mistake, and I've secretly used the V1 exclusively for praise and worship. The V2s don't do it. They do not play worship music the way they should. They sound drastically different. And I've carried a lot of shame about that, but I'm working through that. And honestly, it's one of the reasons I'm excited to play this service. Stage 4 is a Timmy. The Timmy is legendary. Paul Cochran is incredible. These are made in Tennessee. It's important to use the older version because the new ones are absolute garbage. If it's not through hole on the old PCB, and if he didn't sign it at a certain angle on the back plate, don't put it on your praise and worship board. That's a travesty. So you want that old PCB version. It's real obvious when you open it up because it looks better than the newer ones, which are obviously garbage. Fifth in the chain is the Morning Glory. Now, I didn't use the Morning Glory V4 that we still make. I went with the new Morning Glory Clean. This was the one replacement that I made for this gig in the drive section of the original 8. The old Morning Glory is fine. It works really well. But this Morning Glory Clean, first of all, top mounted jacks. It makes my board look better, and therefore I'm gonna play better at this service. The Clean blend, it just lets me make sure that everything's transparent. If I touch any of these pedals and it's not fully transparent, then I'm not doing a good job. I'm not serving well on that Sunday. So I wanna make sure that this Morning Glory Clean is my 5th stage. That Clean blend, it's just cleaner. It's more pure. And this style of music, this genre, it needs to stay pure. And really it's the anchor. You know, we're doing 9 stages, 4.5 drives in is the middle. So that's where this thing sits. It's the glue that's holding the board together. Next up at stage 6 is the Brothers. This is the Chase Bliss collab with Analog Man. This pedal is a real game changer. It's the newest pedal on the board as far as something no one had ever really seen. The Morning Glory had been around, different versions of these, but this Brothers came out here recently. It's fantastic. It's a dual blues breaker pedal. The Morning Glory is, of course, based on that blues breaker. So you get these 2 stacked stages, and what's happening here is really magical. Klon, Metal Zone, Kilt, Timmy. Morning Glory is a blues breaker. Brothers is another blues breaker. That's actually 2. So this is a cheat. Stage 6 is really 2 stages. But here's the thing, you don't want to get into that math. It's confusing. You just want to know that the Brothers is past the halfway point of the board and it adds the punch. And then number 7 is our 3rd blues breaker circuit. This is the King of Tone original version by Analog Man, also a 2-in-1. So honestly, stages 6 and stages 7 really get us to stage 9. But we're not counting that way because we're counting the enclosures. We're kind of cheating, but that's okay here. We want a lot of transparency. We're getting extras. We're getting the bonuses of these 2-in-1s, and it's super exciting. So all 3 of these together, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's like 1 blues breaker, 2 blues breakers, 3. You actually have 5 blues breakers in the 5 through 7 slots. It's really, really incredible.
Josh, that's a lot of blues breaker circuits. Does that really make a difference?
I mean, yeah. Like, what's the problem with that? You gotta, at a minimum, 2. At a minimum, you gotta have 2 blues breaker circuits. So we're doing 5. But it's only 3 pedals. I mean, I don't see the problem.
I guess you're the expert.
Exactly. Next up, and our final stage of the original 8 drives that we've already covered, and I've already stated these aren't enough. About to show you the stage 9, so buckle up. Stage 8 here, this is a Greer Lightspeed. Greer's amazing. This is a fantastic transparent overdrive. A lot of times on the forums and all the praise and worship groups on Facebook, you're gonna see people saying, which is better, the Lightspeed, the Morning Glory, the Kilt? Well, guess what? None of them are better because you put them all on your board at the same time. There is no better, you just do it all. That's what we're trying to do here. This music deserves that you bring it all to the table, and that's what we're doing. So that stage 8 is the Greer Lightspeed, a fantastic drive pedal. All drives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 are ran into the input of the stage 9. The stage 9 is incredibly simple to understand. It has an input jack, it has an output jack, it has a 9-volt power supply. You can run it on up to 110 volts. We actually might be making an adapter where you can plug your pedal directly into the wall outlet with no transformer in the middle. The 110 volts is wild. The headroom, the clarity, the punch. That's never been done before in a pedal. I almost got it done, but this service is coming up and I had to finish the design. But moving on from that, there's 9 knobs. They are labeled 1 through 9. And this is the crazy part. You only have to put the pedals in front. And as you know, every guitar cable has a tip and a sleeve. So the tip is the positive signal that goes through from your guitar. And then the sleeve is the grounding of the guitar cable. What's happening is on the input of this pedal, the Stage 9, I developed some circuitry which splits out that tip and sleeve in a way that's never been done before. I added in a circuit that senses the electromagnetic activity that's happening on the board. This is something that's fairly undiscovered in the guitar world, but there's other scientific applications where this has been proven. And when I dug into this, it blew my mind. The metal of the board, the metal of the enclosures, there is an electromagnetic thing going on here. And then when you use a power supply, like I'm using the Walrus here, there is a field of electromagnetic energy that is letting these pedals communicate to my proprietary circuit on the input of the Stage 9. And so every single knob wirelessly through that jack, tip, sleeve, wireless magnetic conductance. When I turn Stage 1 right here, it's adjusting the clarity of drive 1. This is insane. When I adjust Stage 2 control, I'm adjusting the clarity of drive 2 and so forth. And the Stage 9 control all the way over is just your master volume. So every one of these pedals retains its organic nature that we want them for. The Klon is amazing. The Morning Glory, the Timmy, the Lightspeed, they're all what they are. But when I go over here, Lightspeed, Stage 8, I turn this knob, clarity happens that has never been heard through an electromagnetic field. So the last feature of this is the red jack. You'll know this from the red remote system. This is not the red remote. This is a proprietary failsafe that I developed. You're gonna plug in a cable here, a standard TRS or mono cable, and you're gonna go down to your delay board. And here's the deal. Unless your delay pedals are active, your signal is dead. The reason I developed this is I played guitar at a church years ago, 15, 16 years ago, and I went into this song and I didn't have any delay on. And honestly, it was gross. I felt so naked in front of everybody. There was no delay. It was just my guitar. It was horrible. And I don't want that to happen to anybody. So while I was developing this, I realized I could save a lot of people some trouble here. I could save a lot of heartache. I could really help people play better, more confidently. And so this proprietary delay fail-safe mechanism is a brand new feature. I've never seen it in the guitar pedal world, and I'm excited for it. Let me walk you through using it in the real life application. So here's my praise and worship guitar, and I'm gonna just have this basic clean tone underneath. This is simply my amp, and this is the always on clean tone here. So that's it. That's my bypass tone completely ready to add some effects to. The best place to start is to take your Stage 9 control, and remember, that's simply your overall master volume. And we're gonna turn that up at noon, which is unity, and that's where it probably is gonna stay, unless you want a little bit of transparent boost to your signal. But other than that, up at noon, you'll probably never touch it. Let's turn the Klon on. Let's strum a D chord. Okay. That's the Klon transparent as a boost. All right, so I'm gonna blend in the Stage 9. I'm gonna add that clarity over it. Right there, definitely hear that. A little bit more. Let's actually turn it all the way up.
Hey, are you sure that's on? I don't really hear anything.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge clarity.
Really?
Yeah. You just don't understand it. It's fine. So now on to the second drive pedal, the metal zone. Let's turn it on. Let me strum a chord. All right. Now on the metal zone, the trick is I put the distortion on 0 and I crank all the EQ up. That sounds like this. Volume at noon. All right, let's roll in the clarity from the stage 9 on that metal zone. Unbelievable. Turn it up all the way.
Josh, are you 100% sure that thing is on?
Yeah, right here, right here. And if I turn it down, it sounds like garbage. Off, on. Yeah. If you don't hear it, you're just not good enough to hear it. That's the sad truth. Let's move on.
Sick burn.
All right, let's turn the kilt on. Now on the kilt, I'm gonna turn G2 on. I want the low cut on. I'm not worried about the boost because I don't like it. I just left it in there. Go. All right, that sounds good. Yeah, sounds really good. Let's turn that stage 3 all the way up. You're gonna see a trend. I want the max amount of clarity. I'm turning this stage 3, stage 4, all the stages get turned all the way up. The ideal situation is that every pedal is on just enough to add a layer of grit. I think about a chef with a really sharp knife and they're barely slicing something and it's like razor thin, and you want to stack these 8 stages and then these stage controls in correspondence to the labeling, and that magnetic connection is just going to clarify. There's going to be more punch, more like strong mid, high, and low end, much cleaner presence all around. So you're just going to want to turn that up on most of these. That's really nice. That goal is simple. How can I get all these overdrives barely on to where I almost hear it and it's so transparent that it's indistinguishable from not even being on, even though it is on. And you want it on, but you want to make sure that it's transparent enough that nobody knows it's on. That's what we're trying to do here. Let's turn the Timmy on. On the Timmy, I take the bass out. I crank the treble, gain on 0. You're going to see a lot of gains on 0, volume all the way up, especially on that perf board version. That's beautiful. Let's crank stage 4 all the way up. Let's play a little ditty here. That's good. Let's add in that Morning Glory clean, drive all the way up, clean all the way up, tone in the middle, volume up. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn all these stages to 5, like I said. Here we go. That's beautiful. The brothers, we're gonna turn both sides on. On the dip switches, you wanna make sure those are factory. I don't like those dip switches, so let's not bother with those. And all knobs at noon, here we go. All right, let's add that clarity. Stage 6 all the way up. Let's get that king of tone in here. We're almost done. Both sides, high gain and low gain side, but the trick is drives at 0. Again, stop using your gain controls. Turn them to 0. We've learned this from the Klon. Now you know it about all these other pedals. Check this out. All right, I'm going to roll it in. Stage 7, maximum clarity. That's great.
I swear, that sounds the exact same as before.
Not
Am I crazy?
You listen, it's not my fault you can't hear it. I mean, it's honestly, it's gorgeous. The way these are texturizing each other. It's amazing. I've never heard clarity ever like this. Yeah, sorry you don't hear it. You've only worked here for like a year, so it's fine. All right, stage 8, drive. Guess where it goes? 0. Frequency in the middle, loudness all the way up on that light speed. That's nice. And stage 8 all the way up. That's good. So this is every drive pedal on. Listen to that. Now I'm gonna turn the stage 9 off, and you're gonna just be blown away how different it is. Like, when I turn this off, pay attention to how bad the clarity gets. Pay attention to the mid-range especially. Pay close attention to how real the guitar sounds with it on versus off. Here it is off. Yeah.
Hey, I hear it now.
One more time. That's it. That's the Stage 9 Overdrive. I'm really excited about this technology. I think it's a great example of finding solutions to a problem can cause new innovation. A lot of times we make the same old stuff. We clone the same old pedals. We make a tube screamer here. We make another version of this fuzz that's been made a million times. And honestly, it's very rare that I do anything original ever.
Sick burn.
And so this is a real tribute to like some actual originality, like taking a magnetic force field and connecting all the pedals and then putting individual controls on here. It's simply never been done. And you know, at a minimum, when I'm playing this Easter Sunday, I'm gonna feel that confidence I've never had, and I hope you do the same. So if you want this, the Stage 9 Overdrive is available right now at great retailers in your neck of the woods, specifically on interstates in the Bible Belt. If you check out Buc-ee's, Cracker Barrel, things like that, there's a lot of these. You might even find a Lifeway Christian bookstore. Those exist, I think, in Alabama, where I'm from originally, and I think you could pick these up. We have limited stock, and honestly, Easter's so close, you probably don't have a chance at getting one of these. But my hope is that a few people get them, and your Easter Sunday service is a lot better. Thanks so much for watching this. I hope you have an amazing Easter Sunday service.
Wait, you don't even have a reverb pedal.
Yeah, I don't use reverb. Stu G never used it on any of the original Delirious recordings, and it just muddies up the signal. So I just use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, just 14 delay pedals. Keeps it clear. All right, let me explain the stupidity of this. So number one, the board is a dummy board. So when you hear me playing, this is not even in the path. So everything is powered on, but the input cable is just on the floor. So right here, real nice. But I used a matching input cable to trick you. And it's going into a buffered splitter just because I needed a buffer because this is a long cable run. I did want it to sound good. The funniest part of this is I needed to get my guitar cable over to my live rig that I use on the live streams. So I just hooked up a Coyote, and it's true bypass, so it's just a coupling. It's like $150 coupling. What you're actually hearing, and people haven't really even seen this yet, so congratulations. I'm gonna do an episode on how I loop and stuff later for the live streams. All you were hearing is just the Morning Glory. Actually, I can't show this, so you'll be able to, this is fine though. What you were hearing was this drive pedal I can't talk about yet. That includes a Morning Glory. So you're hearing a Morning Glory, but I can't disclose what that actually is. That's why it's blurred out. Just for fun, let's put Frodo's face on it. And I had a couple TC reverbs stacked and the TC2290 stereo delay algorithm. That's it. And this guitar that I still don't understand, which is amazing. And I promise I'm gonna actually film something about this guitar. It's on loan. And the delay board, of course, it's not even on. It's not even powered up. I did not have time to, it's just too much. Like, it's too much, but the visual's there and it made you laugh, so that's it. I'm not actually playing at church that I'm aware of. I hope that all of you who are have a great service, and those of you who don't understand praise and worship guitar, I don't necessarily blame you. It's a lot of delay. It's so close to shoegaze.
It's not shoegaze because they're lifting their eyes up.
That's it. I mean, honestly, I don't want to go theological, but if David of the Bible, who wrote most of the Psalms, which are the songs, he would have listened to shoegaze. I mean, if you read God Smite My Enemies, that's shoegaze. Have a great day.